The manufacturers want the government to make its backward integration policy more workable for them. They made this demand at the ongoing Nigerian Economic Summit in Abuja. Lara Falayo has the details.
The Nigerian government launched a backward integration policy several years ago. It was to stem the importation of raw materials for value addition in the manufacturing sector. A number of the local manufacturers at this Policy Commission session have tried backward integration in raw materials sourcing. Their reactions are mixed.
One thing is that some items we used to import, we are now producing locally. But the major challenge we have is having an enabling environment. Take, for instance, one of the products we use as input is metal sheet. For Nigeria to produce metal sheet requires a lot of capital to input. And those ones that have been available, that the industry that we have, companies like steel industry, companies that they have had in the past, they're not functioning.
In certain industries, it's quite tricky. It's difficult. In some, it's well, not that easy. It's easily possible. It depends on what you're doing. For example, in the agro sector, it's easier to get farmers to grow and guide them and support them. Now, we had somebody who said his major problem, an industry, are trucks. Now, they can't do any backward integration with and go and manufacture trucks.
A UK-based consulting firm has carried out a study on the country's local content policy with backward integration included. Its findings show backward integration requires more funding for the manufacturer, which means higher product cost for consumers. It now wants the authorities to intensify efforts at enabling a more conducive business environment.
Basically try to work with the private sector, trying to engage with the private sector, understand what they need. And an important point is that whatever policy is introduced to help the private sector to develop backward linkages, it's important that the private sector remains accountable for that. So there needs to be a commitment from the private sector to deliver on those policies. So if you are going to introduce this type of policies, they need to be a sort of a check every time to time.
Suggestions from the manufacturers here will form part of recommendations reached at the summit's ending. The industrialists are hopeful it will help influence government's local content initiatives in their favor. Lara Falayo, TVC News, Abuja.